Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, and I just realized it yesterday that when I was actually curating my list, if you don't know, I have like a running list on my Google Keep, which is basically the Google Notes, and that is where I'm gonna even today be reading this list out from. I realized either it's been way too long since I've done this video and I don't have a fixed frequency. Sometimes I do it once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks. Sometimes I do it once in a month or 1.5 months. But either I've not done this video in a while, or there have just been a lot of launches out there. I feel like there have been a lot of launches because I feel like almost every day we have a new product launching. So that tells me that that just told me I have to sit down and film this video ASAP. So if you don't know what this video is, or you haven't kept up with this series that I'm doing, I feel like most of you have, because I see your engagement on these videos, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the love, all of the support. The analytics tell me that you guys love these videos, which is also one of the reasons why I have continued to do these, and I have maybe 15 to 20 videos already up like this, because I've been doing this series for a while. It's been one of the series that I've actually consistently stuck to because you guys love it so much. So I want to thank you very quickly before we dive right into it for all the love that you have shown me, and I will continue to do these videos for years and years till you guys keep loving on them. Obviously once you kind of show me that you're not as interested, it might probably get phased out, but till then we're gonna be on top of our game, and we're gonna discuss all the new launches that are out there in the market. So let's dive right into it, because there are a lot of launches. There is a possibility that I might film a part 2 of this. I will cover half the launches today, and then the rest we'll save it for next time, which is not going to be that long from now. I'll just tell you that. But let's dive right into it, because one of my favorite brands, and I love them, and I call them a favorite because of how affordable the products are for the most part. I think everything that I've owned or that I've purchased is under 500, which I love. And I'm speaking about Deconstruct, and you guys know that their gel sunscreen is my favorite. I'm also currently wearing it under makeup today, which, by the way, can we appreciate my glam? And can you guys see I am wearing highlighter, which I haven't worn in a long time. But we're drifting away from the topic. Let's get into the launch. So the Deconstruct skincare brand has launched 2 new sunscreens, and they obviously saw that the love the gel sunscreen is getting, so they decided to launch 2 more things. They have their mineral sunscreen SPF 55, which for anyone who is against chemical sunscreen, well, this is where, you know, they have a mineral sunscreen for you, a physical filters based sunscreen. And then they also have a sunscreen lotion, which is also SPF 55. I don't know why they decided to have an SPF 55. Are you trying to tell people that we are more superior than SPF 50 because we have a higher SPF? I don't know, but I find that to be really interesting, because all the 3 sunscreens are SPF 55. But now they have 2 new sunscreens basically, which is very interesting. Will I be purchasing this? I almost thought that I want to, because I want to do a comparison of the 3 and show you how different the textures are. But at the same time, I don't want to buy this just for a review. If I'm going to be very honest, mineral sunscreens haven't always worked out for me. I prefer either a hybrid sunscreen or a chemical filter. I'm not an SPF snob. I mean, I am a snob when it comes to applying sunscreen, but I'm not very snobby or picky about the filter that is in it. I just want a sunscreen that applies well and that has filters that will protect my skin, be it physical, be it chemical. I don't really mind. So for me personally, I don't think either of these sunscreens would work out great. The lotion, I feel like, would be more appropriate for people who have dry skin, so I feel like that's why I wouldn't like this one as much. And the mineral sunscreen has a little bit of a tint also, and I'm always very wary of sunscreens like those. So if I got PR and I got this in PR, then I would probably try it out. But spending my own money on it and getting it, I feel like the gel sunscreen is already so good. It's like my top favorite sunscreen. So for me to go ahead and try these out, if I'm gonna be honest, I won't. I might probably change my mind at some point, but as of now, I don't think I would be getting this, to be completely honest, just because I don't think I would like them as much. So that was a very long explanation for this specific product. Can you tell I've been kind of out of filming, and I'm very excited to be filming today? Okay, just give me a second, I'm gonna be back. If you heard my bathroom door banging, I'm very sorry for that. This is a problem that we're gonna face often in the monsoons, so just a PSA on that. But I have spent way too much time talking about the sunscreen and giving you guys like a long intro, so let's quickly move on to some of the other launches, because there isn't much that I am going to be purchasing. There is more in the anti-haul and less in the wish list. So we have a Chemist at Play launch, which is next, and this is called their Scar Fading Oil. I believe this is supposed to be like a more modern version of bio oil, which I'm not really into, to be very honest. I never liked bio oil, and I just don't like putting oil on my body. So this is going to be a very easy pass, and I also feel like I'm not really the target audience for it. This is more so marketed, I mean, obviously anyone who has stretch marks could also use it, but I don't mind my stretch marks much, to be honest. I feel like those are a reminder of how my body has gotten thinner. So if anything, I'm gonna love and embrace my stretch marks. I don't necessarily want to get rid of them, so this is not a product that I'm into, just for me personally. Moving on next, the launch after this is one that kind of surprised me, because I would assume that they would launch all the 3 products together, but for some reason they launched it separately. So this is the third launch. It's the Plum Coconut Milk and Peptides Conditioner. First they launched the shampoo on its own, then they launched the hair mask on its own again, and then later they came out with the conditioner. So generally what Plum does is that they launch products from the same range together. So I am curious to why that they did it this way. Maybe they just you know, maybe it was like a batch issue, or maybe like they didn't get the shipment in time, something like that. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm like, you could have just waited and launched all 3 together. It's just peculiar to me why they launched it this way. But you guys know I'm not really into hair conditioners. I would rather use a hair mask. I prefer that for my hair, so that's the main reason I won't be getting this. I've not purchased like a hair conditioner in a long time. I am definitely a hair mask girl, so that's the reason I'm gonna pass on this. But the next launch from Plum, I'm actually so happy about, and I'm definitely gonna be getting this, and that is their AHA roll-ons. I'm so happy that Plum jumped on the AHA roll-on trend, and they came out with 2 variants, both which are super duper like popular scents. They have the classic Hawaiian Rumba and they have the classic Vanilla Vibes. Both of these are very popular from Plum, and for good reason. Hawaiian Rumba is my personal favorite, and then during the winters I like Vanilla Vibes. So I feel like it's perfect, like throughout the year I can use Hawaiian Rumba, and then in the winter I can use Vanilla Vibes. So this is something I will definitely be purchasing during their upcoming sale that I'm very excited. It's going to be coming out in July. By the way, shameless plug, I'm going to be doing a video talking about my Plum recommendations and things which are on my wish list. I will be filming that video after filming this video, but I don't know in what order these 2 videos are going to go up. So if that video is already up on my channel, go check it out, and if it's not up already, then stay tuned, it's going to come up soon. But yes, the Plum roll-ons are definitely on my wish list for the sale, and in general also they're on my wish list. I will be picking them up for sure. The only reason I didn't pick them up till now, by the way, is because I do have some stick deodorants that I'm trying to use up and get out of my collection, so that I can become an AHA roll-on girl through and through. Moving on next, since we're talking about AHA roll-ons, it was kind of surprising the timing of these, because I feel like this next launch happened right after the Plum roll-ons ka launch happened. So the Chemist Play roll-ons, which are by the way my favorite, and they have 3 variants now, I believe. They have an unscented one, they have an aqua fragrance, and then my favorite is the peach one. So they decided to come out with 3 more variants. These variants are not really up my alley, but I feel like they definitely did a good job with coming out with more classic scents first, and now they have like more niche scented variants. So they have a woody mask, they have a jasmine, and they have an oud, which is very exciting. These are the 3 new variants. I'm not really into any of them, but I understand that they wanted just to diversify on their cult favorite classic product that you know, is now accessible to more people. I feel like having woody mask and oud is also going to garner attention from like a male audience perspective as well, because people who love it, which their audience is mainly like female centric, so now the female audience is going to buy these variants for their like husbands or fathers or brothers or whatever. So I think they've done a very good job with coming out with these variants. So I'm excited for them. I'm just personally not going to be getting any of this. But let's move on next and talk about another launch which I was kind of disappointed, and I spoke to you guys on Instagram also when I posted about this. Conscious Chemist has their sun drink, which is a really nice sunscreen. I've used it in the past when they had it in their airless pump packaging. I haven't seen that airless pump packaging anymore, to be honest, so I don't know if it's discontinued or whether they have repackaged it or what exactly they're doing. But they have launched a water resistant version of it, which is great, but it's a limited edition water resistant sunscreen. So I'm a little disappointed, because I don't think a product like a sunscreen should ever be limited edition. I mean, I get that they were trying to do like a summer-ish, you know, thing where they call it water resistant, but I'm like, I like water resistant sunscreens in the monsoon also, to be very honest, because if you live in India or Mumbai specifically, every time in the monsoon season I feel like my sunscreen kind of gets washed away if I accidentally get drenched. So that is something that is definitely a concern to me, and that is something why I feel like a water resistant sunscreen should be out for majority of the year, like apart from winters maybe. But yeah, I don't think sunscreen should ever be limited edition. That's my main thing. So yeah, that's my whole take on that. Moving on next, we have a lot more Plum launches, and this is something that I also want to mention. I got a comment from some of you, like a DM, not a comment, telling me how Plum is like the fast fashion version, or like Plum just comes out with so many launches. And I was also thinking of this the other day. I feel like Plum is like Colourpop but in India, and Colourpop is just a makeup brand. Plum is more so like, you know, you have everything under it. You have makeup, you have skincare, you have bath and body, you have fragrance, you have hair care, you have everything under Plum. But it definitely feels like it's the Colourpop but in India, because of how many launches they keep coming out with. So that's interesting. But Plum now has a new range, which is like a fusion of skincare and makeup. That's what they kind of like spoke about a lot when they came out with this. And the first product they launched in this range is their Master Strobe Illuminizer. So I'm thinking something like MAC Strobe Cream, or maybe, I know even L'Oreal has like some Lumi products that are like this abroad. I don't know if those Lumi products are in India. And again, I'm not really interested in L'Oreal's launches because L'Oreal is not cruelty free, and I tried to remain as cruelty free as possible. I know I purchased from Maybelline, which is like their sister company essentially, because it's under the L'Oreal umbrella. So I mean the L'Oreal parent company umbrella. But I'm again going on a different tangent. I don't know why I'm going on so many tangents today, but I'm definitely very talkative. So anyways, Plum has this Master Strobe Illuminizer, which I'm not really into because I'm not into these kind of products. So for people who are happy about it and who are interested in it, they do have 3 colors. So that is nice. You can pick a color depending on what your skin tone is or what you like. So that's nice. Moving on, since we spoke about a lot of Plum launches, let's talk about one more launch. Why not? I mean, this is like the 4th or the 5th launch in today's video. This is their Avocado and Argan Curl Enhancing Creme. Now, I believe they had one more product which was in a different range, which was very similar to this. So I don't know how different this one is from that, but yeah, it's another range or another product essentially for people who have curly hair. I don't have curly hair, so I don't need like a curl enhancing cream. But if you do have curly hair, this might be something that you would be interested in. So that's that. Moving on, let's talk about like a rebrand, reformulation almost, I want to say, and that is for another Deconstruct skincare product. So the NMF moisturizer from Deconstruct skincare is a product that I've spoken about. I own it also right now. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's something that I feel like is unique as compared to other moisturizers that I have, and I just like to have it on hand. But I have noticed that I don't use it so much anymore because I don't have a use for it. I use it in a very specific way and I don't have a use for it right now. But they actually came out with a revamped version of it. So they changed the color of the packaging a little bit. The original packaging is white and blue, and now it's white and purple, like lavender. And now they like to call it their oil-free moisturizer. So they have changed the name as well. And I'm very neutral about it because I'm not so much interested in it any which ways to begin with, so I feel like I don't care anymore. That sounds a little harsh, I know, but you get what I'm saying, right? I don't have to feel strongly about every single launch, be it in a good way or a bad way. This is just one of those, acha theek hai, okay, I just wanted to talk about it, I just want to mention it, but it's okay, it's whatever. So that is that. But there is another launch from a different brand which is also, okay, I'm back. Another interruption, apologies. But I remember I was talking about the Dot & Key Cica plus Niacinamide oil-free moisturizer. So this is another one of those launches that surprises me a little bit, and I want to understand what Dot & Key is up to a little bit, because they already have a lot of products in the Cica plus Niacinamide range, and I'm pretty sure they already have like a gel moisturizer. I think it is a night gel. I want to say that's how they market this product as, and I'm assuming that this new launch is like a daytime version of the same. So maybe, yeah, it makes sense, but do you actually need to have like a daytime and a nighttime like separately, especially when both of them are gels? I feel like if you have one as a cream and one as a gel, then I understand that, you know, the gel is for daytime and the cream is for nighttime, but this to me seems a little bit unnecessary and extra. So that is one thing. And the other thing is that they had come out with a moisturizer in like a tube packaging a while back, and that was actually on my wish list. I never ended up buying it, but it was still on my wish list until yesterday. And when I was curating this list, I actually remembered that they have this new launch. So I'm trying to wonder what is that supposed to be meant for. So I went looking on the website to kind of read about them and understand them, etc. And I saw that that product is not even listed on the website anymore. I found it randomly on like firstcry.com, but it's not on the website anymore. So I'm like, is that discontinued? I mean, बोलते ना कि बस चुपचाप से उसको ऐसे बंद कर दिया and discontinue कर दिया and किसी को पता ही नहीं चला, and they're coming out with these new launches. So yeah, I don't know what's up. I'm not into any of their moisturizers which come in the tub packaging, because I think it's cute but it's very unnecessary, and it's also very heavy because it's glass. So yeah, I'm not into this launch specifically. Also, I don't like dipping my fingers into moisturizers. That being said, the Chemist Play one is my favorite, but that's kind of an exception. Apart from that, if you see, most of my moisturizers don't come in pots at all. I tend to overuse actually when something comes in a pot, because I just scoop out and take out way too much and then just slather it on, and then it's too much. So yeah, that's also one reason why I don't go for pot moisturizers, apart from it being like you have to dip it into it, and I don't just like it for me personally. Apart from the Chemist Play, that is an exception. I love that thing way too much, so I feel like that's an exception for me. Any which ways, let's move on. We have some more launches. Dermaco came out with their Kojic acid face wash. This is another one of those things like I don't really care. Dermaco makes great serums and great sunscreens, in my opinion. Those are two things that they do really well. Apart from that, everything else, I'm just like, I look at it, I'm like, okay, fine. They are also one of those brands which I feel like launch a lot of products, maybe a little bit less than Plum, but their but basically their SKUs, they have a lot of SKUs. If you go to the website, they have so many products, and then they have combos also listed. Like, they have one of those websites that is very overwhelming to me to even go and look. Like, I was recently purchasing when they had their buy one get one sale, and their website to me is very, very, very overwhelming. I think the way it is set up, it's just like very hard to find. So what I do with them is that I just type in the search. I don't have time to go to the categories and then look for things. I feel like I will be looking forever and I won't be able to find it. Plum, on the other hand, I feel like I don't have that problem with. So anyways, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but Dermaco Kojic acid face wash, not interested. Let's move on. Dr. Sheths has come out with a Rosehip and Retinol serum. Now, I know that Dr. Sheths already had a Retinol in their lineup, which again, I'm not sure if this one is also discontinued or not, but now they have a Rosehip and Retinol serum. It's supposed to be nice and looks interesting, but to me it's more of like a milky Retinol serum from what I've seen the texture, and also very specific with my retinols. I love trying out all products in general, but with some specific categories I'm very picky, and retinol is one of those categories I'm very picky with. I don't like experimenting too much, because I also feel like this ingredient is something that you cannot just play around with and mess around with. So I don't try a lot. Once I have found something, and I've already found retinols that I love, so I just stick to my favorite retinols. I don't experiment much, and this is one that doesn't look interesting to me, so I'm not going to try it out. Moving on, another Plum launch. Okay, so they have their Smokin vanilla scent, which I've spoken about in the past when they came out with the body mist, and this one has gone pretty, I don't want to use the word viral because I don't think it's literally gone viral, but I know a lot of people have really loved the body mist and have shown it so much love, and I feel like that's why a lot of people have gone out and purchased it. And because it has gotten so popular, they decided to launch an EDP in the travel size version. So now they have a Smokin vanilla EDP, which you can purchase if you want something that's more long lasting than the body mist. That being said, I don't think the longevity of the EDP is that different from the body mist, at least on me personally. I think even the EDP doesn't last that long, which is a little disappointing, but yeah, maybe I think it depends on scent to scent also. Like, every fragrance has a certain amount of time that it's going to last on your skin. Heavier fragrances do tend to last a little bit long, so hopefully this one will last longer. But yeah, that's that. Then the next launch we're going to talk about, and I believe this is going to be the last launch I'm going to talk about in today's video, is the Pure Essence sunscreens. Now, I don't really keep up with Pure Essence much, but one of you guys actually DM'd me and sent me this launch, so thank you so much for sharing that with me. And this is something that I wanted to just mention in the video and talk about because you shared it with me, so I want to give you that love. So they have two sunscreens that they launched. One is for normal to oily skin, I believe, and the other is for like more drier skin, something like that. So it looks really pretty and the packaging is very appealing, and I love the squeezy tube as well. I might pick up the one that is meant for oily skin, but I want to actually see the texture of it online before I make up my mind. So this is something I'm kind of maybe on. I'm not sure whether I will pick it up or not. I might just pick it up because I've never purchased anything from Pure Essence, so I'm excited to try out something from them. But yeah, that's going to be the last launch in this video. I feel like I couldn't talk about much because I was just going on random tangents, and I'm so chatty and talkative today, so I'm really sorry for that. But I hope you enjoyed this video nevertheless, and I will be doing a part 2 for sure right away and talk about all the other launches because there is a lot out there that has been launched recently, and I'm so pumped and excited about all these new launches happening. So you will see the part 2 shortly, maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, so stay tuned for that. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye.